Good morning. Broadcasting from the AmeriCanadian Habitat. This is the beginning of day 2. So yesterday, with the aid of that bad little mofo right there, that electric chainsaw, got rid of the rotting wood pile that was there, probably 1,000 pounds worth of old honeysuckle, and built this little rack and started it with a okay-ish tree to burn eventually. And that's where I run the wood chipper, and that whole area will be kind of just chipped up, used, tree and mulch. This is just the stuff I've pulled out this morning. Again, with the aid of that little chainsaw. This log here was one continuous log across the trail and was blocking drainage because my roof drains to that hillside, which drains through here and down to the creek, and that was completely blocking the trail. So that is cut out of the way now. Not sure what to do with it because it's too rotten to really do much. So anyway, it's at least out of the way. I'm just kind of clearing as I go through. There's some honeysuckle I just took care of. You can see how sloppy this is. Slop. It hasn't rained for several days. See, there's so much just decaying woody ground cover that it just holds in all the water. So all that has to go someplace, probably down into the creek for the next gully washer to take care of. Anyway, moving through here. Here's another drainage trail that comes from up that direction. We are facing due south. My house is up there, which faces directly south. So, I'm sorry, we're facing due north. Yeah, so it drains off down that direction. My fence line is probably another 60, 70 feet that direction. You can see it a little bit over there, right there. And my property line probably goes another 50 feet that direction, but there's been nobody back here since I've been born, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, more log pile. I cleared this path this morning. Sort of a straight shot down to the creek. Little oxbow shaped deal that goes down and around that corner, another 50 feet or so. And then comes and swings around and winds up down there, which I'll go to in a second. So there's deceiving. There's quite a bit of property back here, but a lot of it's really steep. That's about a 10-foot, just eroded away embankment. You can just see how much water is constantly draining here. So drainage is number one concern as far as making this a sustainable trail. And I do have to be careful because every so often I'll find one of these little fellers, which I believe to be poison ivy. Turns out there's lots of 3-leaved little critters back here. So I'm trying to hone my abilities to spot it. And so here's another. So I came back to the drainage off from the left. And here's another little spot, probably another 50 feet back to the creek. It drops and then flattens out and then drops off again. And there's my rotten wood pile. And a honeysuckle that found its demise all on its own this past week. So when it rains, this winds up about 3 or 4 feet deep of rushing water. So whatever I put here, I'm pretty sure will wash its way down the way. But the trail will eventually come down here, make a hard left, and run through this little thicket, which is already reasonably clear. Down to this little bit here. Neighbor's fence line is up on the top of that hill. So there's a lot to work with, relatively speaking. some kind of a bridge here maybe that will be just a hateful little climb, no doubt about it. That opposite flattened area up there is probably a good 8-foot elevation difference from this ground here, plus the 3 or 4 foot dip in that ravine. So, or I don't know, I mean, here's a nice steady slope down to the creek. I don't know, so I might be able to cross the creek and climb up that little island. That's actually an island over there. I've never followed this creek. It does all kinds of wacky shit. It did that little oxbow deal back there, and it doubles back on itself here and kind of cuts around and makes a weird little island. And so one of these days I'll get back there. I don't want to waste a good day of sunshine and low heat and humidity. I want to wage as much war as possible. So anyway, and then this is an area that still needs clearing, obviously. But back over there, about another 30 feet, is where I was standing. That's like the main clearing area. So yeah, that's day 2, or it's beginning of day 2. So really, this is about 6 hours of work in so far, and I'm gonna make a rack around here someplace for it's going to be a pole rack for pieces of honeysuckle, like this big woody so-and-so here that's too big for my wood chipper, too small to put on a wood pile. I'm going to make a rack full of poles so I can use them for things like bridges and railings to keep the little ones away from the creek. Here's a really nice little fallen log that will probably turn into a feature at some point. It's a good slight uphill grade. It's probably 30 feet long. Anyway, it's 9:30 in the morning. I'm a sweaty, muddy mess. I don't know if you can see my boots there. But for the 9 or 10 viewers that will see this, thanks for watching. Bob, remember how much effort you put into this. Maintain this shit, dude. All right? Cool. Thanks. Have a great day.